Playing John Blake, the cop who never loses faith in Bruce Wayne, please welcome to the square two-time Golden Globe nominated actor, the wonderful Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt arriving at the Dark Knight Rises premiere looking very smooth. And of course his second movie with Christopher Nolan, he was in Inception, and in The Dark Knight Rises he plays police officer John Blake, who actually befriends Bruce Wayne quite quickly in this movie, but he knows a little bit more about Bruce Wayne than I think he's supposed to. We're going to find out a little bit more when the movie opens. That is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Here I am with Joseph Gordon-Levitt right now. Welcome to London, sir. What a reception.
Yeah, indeed. It's startling, actually.
Really? Take your breath away?
Yeah, it's surprising. I don't know. It's, you know, movies aren't usually a live situation, so it's nice to see all these people here, and so exciting.
It's exciting for them to see it now as well.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of love for this character, for this movie. Is that my voice?
That's what you sound like.
That's not what I sound like. Jeez. All right. Hello, world!
That's what we want. What do you want to say to the fans?
Thank you. First and foremost, just thank you so much. You know, it's just because you guys love these movies and this character so much that we get to do this, and it's the most fun I've ever had in my life, so I just owe you guys all a lot of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night. Thank you very much. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, everyone. Have a great night.
I'm joined now by the man who puts pen to paper to create The Dark Knight Rises. It is, of course, Mr. Jonathan Nolan. Good evening. What do you make of us standing in front of a giant bat mask?
That's pretty great. That's pretty great. I used to come down. It's great to be back in London with the film. I used to come down to Leicester Square with my brother when I was a kid, and I would always try to convince him to get me on the when they had a fair in the middle. They'd have that big zipper thing. I think I threw up on him once, so it's good to be back. A little bit more style.
And no sick as well, which is always nice. So let's talk about this being the conclusion to the trilogy. That must have been quite an emotional thing to put together, saying goodbye to the character for you.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. This has been kind of a 10-year journey for all of us. And I think this is the right way to do it. I think a good story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But it's very hard to say goodbye to these characters. Been with us for a long time. They're great. And someone else will pick up the mantle and go with it in a few years. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And it is fair to say this is a grand-scale, epic send-off for the character, is it not?
It's as big as we could possibly make it. So stuck with the problem of everyone liked the last movie so much. You say, what do you do? We said, well, let's make it bigger, darker, crazier, and just kind of go for it.
Well, listen, Jonathan, it's a pleasure talking to you. You have a great night at the premiere. Thanks for talking to us.
Likewise. Thank you.
reprising his role for the third and final time as Bruce Wayne, who we all know as Batman. Please welcome the Oscar-winning actor, Christian Bale!
So Christian Bale has arrived at the Dark Knight Rises premiere. Batman is here, Mr. Bruce Wayne. He's arrived. First seen in Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan took him on as the role of Batman. Actually, a lot of people auditioned for the role of Batman. Nolan always said it was Bale he wanted. He came off the back of The Machinist, the film where he lost an incredible amount of weight to play the part, and then decided that he had to bulk up a bit to do the role of the Dark Knight, to play Bruce Wayne. The problem was when he arrived and met Christopher Nolan only a few months later, he said he'd eaten a lot of pizzas to bulk up and was actually too big to play the role of Batman, so slimmed down a bit for Batman Begins. Of course, he looks great as Batman, but nobody wanted a muscular Bruce Wayne. He's here at the Dark Knight premiere, and this is really Bruce Wayne's movie as opposed to Batman's, in my opinion. This is the movie where he's a recluse. We find him at the beginning. Gotham is really a changed place, and the world no longer needs Batman. Batman is on the run as far as he's concerned, and he realises that actually without Batman, he's a bit of a broken man. Also, with the death of Rachel Dawes, his love of his life, it does change Batman and Bruce Wayne's perception on life, and we find him in the Bruce Wayne manor, really struggling, and then he realises he needs to be Batman and come to rise.
I'm joined now by the one and only Mr. Cillian Murphy. Cillian, how are you this evening?
Great, yeah, great.
How does it feel to be standing in front of a giant version of the shattered mask of your nemesis for 3 films?
Yeah, it's satisfying. Oh, it's amazing. It's an amazing atmosphere, and I'm just thrilled to be here, you know.
Now, obviously, as a villain yourself in the films, you are perfectly placed to talk about the villain who is Bane in this movie, working on set with him. Just how scary is Bane?
It's pretty frightening, yeah. It's that mask. It's a big guy. And the fight scenes are amazing. I think they're really brutal and brilliant to watch. So, yeah, he's amazing in it.
And you yourself are involved in a key scene in this movie. Now, obviously, we are a spoiler-free interview right now, but what can you tell us about your involvement in the story?
Yeah, I don't want to give away anything. It's just that he seems to refuse to die for some reason. I don't know, but he's back and around. So yeah, he gets involved.
Now, you're a very familiar face in Christopher Nolan's movies. Just tell us firsthand what it is like working with the director.
Well, you know, he's a master filmmaker, really. He's one in a million, and it's always been such a joy working with him, and you know, that he can create these vast, huge movies that are blockbusters and action movies, but yet make them sophisticated and intelligent and emotional. That's very, very rare. You know, he keeps doing it, so.
And you use the word vast there. I think it is fair to say this is a huge movie. The scale is just incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty vast, and I think it will knock people out, you know, because you think, how can you top the last 2, but he manages to do it with panache, so.
Fantastic stuff. Well, Cillian, have a lovely night. Good to speak to you.
You too. See you now.